The night my own son told me to leave his house, the sky cracked open with thunder, as if the world itself wanted to remember what he had forgotten. My name is Oliver, and until that evening, I believe blood was stronger than pride. I was standing in the doorway, my old coat in my hand, rain dripping from the roof onto the cracked tiles. My son Daniel wouldn't look me in the eye. Behind him stood his pregnant wife, Melissa, one hand on her stomach, the other folded tightly across her chest. The house I had helped pay for, the house I had painted with my own hands, suddenly felt colder than the storm outside. "Dad," Daniel said, his voice sharp, rehearsed, "this isn't working anymore. You're in the way." In the way. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to shout. Instead, I felt something much worse. Shame. I was 68 years old, widowed, retired from 35 years at the same factory. When my wife died, Daniel insisted I move in with him. "Family takes care of family," he'd said back then. I believed him. But things change when money gets tight and pride gets loud. Melissa avoided my eyes. I had tried to be kind to her. Truly. I cooked when she was tired. I drove her to doctor appointments. I even sold my old watch, my wife's last gift, to help with baby expenses. Still, somehow, I became the burden. "We need space before the baby comes," Daniel continued. "You'll understand. You're strong. You'll figure something out." Strong. That word cut deeper than any insult. I nodded slowly. Arguing wouldn't bring back respect. I stepped outside into the rain, dragging a small suitcase behind me. The door closed with a final click that echoed louder than the thunder. I stood there for a moment, soaked, staring at the door like it might open again. It didn't. I walked. The bus stop was 3 blocks away. By the time I reached it, my shoes were filled with water, my knees aching. I sat on the cold metal bench and stared at my reflection in the dark glass. An old man, tired eyes, a life that suddenly felt disposable. I didn't know where I was going. What Daniel didn't know, what he never bothered to ask, was that the house wasn't fully his. Years earlier, when Daniel was drowning in debt, I had quietly stepped in. I'd taken out a loan in my own name to save his credit, putting the house as shared collateral. The agreement was simple. Once he was stable, we'd transfer everything properly. We never got around to it. Not because I forgot, because I trusted him. By the time I reached a small roadside cafe, it was nearly dusk. I ordered the cheapest tea and sat near the window, hands trembling, not from the cold, but from something breaking inside me. That's when my phone buzzed. One message, then another, then 10 missed calls. Daniel. I ignored them at first. I needed space to breathe. But then a voicemail came through, his voice no longer confident, no longer sharp. "Dad, please call me. Something's wrong," I called back. "What happened?" I asked quietly. There was silence on the line, followed by shaky breathing. "The bank came," he said. They're saying the loan is in your name. They said the payments are overdue. Dad, they're talking about foreclosure." I closed my eyes. The storm outside had calmed, but inside me something had settled too, something heavy and clear. "I stopped paying last month," I said. "I had to choose between groceries and medicine." "You never told me," he shouted, panic rising. "You never asked," I replied. There it was, the truth, naked and unavoidable. "I didn't know," Daniel said, his voice breaking. "Dad, please, come back, we'll fix this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." I looked around the cafe, the chipped table, the tired waitress, the quiet hum of strangers minding their own lives. No one knew my story, no one judged me. For the first time that day, I felt dignity return. "I'm not coming back tonight," I said calmly. "What?" "Dad, please. Melissa's crying. The baby." "I'm not abandoning you," I interrupted, "but I won't be thrown away either." There was silence, then a sob. "I messed up," Daniel whispered. "I forgot what you've done for me. I forgot who you are." "Yes," I said softly. "You did." That night I stayed at a modest motel using the last of my savings. I slept better than I expected. By morning, Daniel was waiting outside. His clothes were wrinkled, his eyes red. He looked smaller than I remembered. He stepped forward and did something I hadn't seen him do since childhood. He knelt. "I was wrong," he said, voice shaking. I let fear turn into arrogance. I kicked out my own father. I'll carry that shame forever if you don't forgive me. People walked past, staring. I felt no triumph, only sadness and relief tangled together. Stand up, I said. He did. I forgive you, I continued, but things will change. He nodded desperately. We'll sell the house, I said. Downsize, clear the debt. You'll learn to live within your means, and I'll live nearby, not as a burden, but as family. Tears streamed down his face. I don't deserve you, he said. No, I replied gently, but you can become someone who does. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Daniel helped me carry my suitcase. Not out, but forward. And for the first time in a long while, I felt like a father again. Not because I was needed, but because I was respected.